Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Frankie B. And guess what I'm doing? I'm right back in the art flow. Now I know it's been a while actually. I usually just say a minute, but it's been a little bit more than that. Yeah, I've been a very busy artist and creating a lot of different artwork and working on a lot of different projects. And so I'm right now at a place where I'm currently in what we call the limbo, where I'm waiting for my co-creator partner, Matthew, to get back to me on the thumbnails for Kaijus and Cowboys issue 5. Can you believe it? Issue 5. And once he gets back and I've sent my notes and everything, then I can proceed to really start banging out those pages and stuff. I mean, my year, it looks like that's gonna be the final Kaijus and Cowboy issue for this year. And then early January, I will be starting up doing an issue of King Cryptid for Pete and in Alternate Comics. So I'm really excited about that as well. So yeah, it's crazy. It's just, first off, it's been an amazing ride, and I'm enjoying it. It's just, I'm getting a chance to work on a lot of different things, really pushing my skills. I also came to an epiphany this summer, actually, after we did the Kaijus and Cowboys issue 1 Zoot campaign, which was a success. And I'd like to thank everyone who came along and supported it. And I look forward to the fulfillment, so I can start working on sketch cards. I'll have to work on the sketch cards for that. But I came to an epiphany where I was like, you know what? I've worked on a few kaiju related projects. Actually, it came out on a Wednesday through Alternate Comics. One of them is Frankengore, which is done with John Freeman, co-created with John Freeman, which is a really cool story. It's almost like an homage to the Toho King Kong Escape movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. And then that's how it originally started, and then it's become its own thing. But John is such an amazing writer where he's able to he captures that energy that the Showa era had, which I love. I'm a huge fan of. I love it. And so I just wrapped up doing a third story, which we're going to hopefully try to get into a future issue of. It came out on a Wednesday as well. So fingers crossed on that one. But also, we did Team KS1. That was another Matthew Blair stories that we did. I think we did 1 or 2. I feel like 1 story that we did. It came out on Wednesday. But Team KS1 is definitely something that's going to be tying in with Kaijus and Cowboys in a future date. So we'll talk about that more as time goes by. But then another character which has become very popular with folks is KAIJU Issue, and that's spelled ISHOO 5. And I technically took the 5 from here. And this is a strange kaiju who is always possibly working with now. I'm sort of going back and forth that maybe they aid each other. There's sort of like this weird symbiotic relationship between the helicopter and the kaiju. Because people have seen my past videos, I've always spoken highly about how the relationship, how in the early Toho movies, helicopters were used a lot as a form of size ratio with the kaijus, and they're just a great device to use because they were, they could hover around, and they could, and it can move around and stuff. They weren't like the jet fighters who could come in and they're very fast and stuff like that. Whereas with a helicopter, you can sort of maneuver into different rugged areas and stuff, but then also get this nice size comparison with the kaiju. So I sort of use those as my sort of trope now. It's become almost like my little thing, and people are kind of enjoy it. So you have the story with this, well, not even a story yet. I'm kind of just drawing things out. I still don't have a story for this character. But, I'm still playing with ideas in my head. But I do know that the helicopter and KAIJU issue 5 do have some kind of symbiotic relationship. I do know that. So we'll take it from there. I've also done some stuff for Legends of Log for Ski, and I know he has a campaign going on right now, and I have some artwork in that. And then, boy, I think that's pretty much it. And then and I've been on a few of the alternate campaigns for sketch cards and things like that. So I'm a very busy artist, and I want to stay busy. I like staying off the streets. So with that said, here's the cover that I originally did. This is actually a pretty rare one. I don't think Pete has many of these. I'm glad I held on to mine. These are back in 2019. So this is I have a couple of copies of these, and usually if I do the auction, I'm starting to sort of put them into the auction as well, so people can get a chance to get them with me signed, and I'll put like sketches in them and stuff like that. But anyway, this is the cover that I did for the first issue 5 of it. Came out on Wednesday, and so I've decided to sort of play with trying to recreate it. This is something that I rarely ever do. I'm not a big fan of trying to do recreations of my covers or things that I've done before. I don't know. I just feel like once I've walked that path, then it's a path already done. And then if somebody asks me to try to do something else, recreation, then usually I'm gonna tweak it up. I'm gonna try to change it or whatever. It won't be the exact same thing because I'm not a copy machine. And I don't want to be a copy machine. I'm an artist, and I want to be able to give something fresh and new and different to a client. I don't want to give them something where it's just another rip, and it's a rip. And then it's almost like it dilutes from the original. In my opinion, it dilutes from the original, the impact of the original art. So with that said, this piece is always somewhat kind of troubled me a little bit. I'm glad that Pete gave me a level of redemption with the new one, the 20th issue one, which I feel is a fantastic redemption. A lot of people have really keyed on it. I was able to really put a lot of my energy into it, and it really came out the way I far beyond even what I imagined, and I'm glad people are really responding to it positively. So the same thing, like with this piece right here, which is going to possibly just be a black and white, at this point. And I'm going to see if I can sort of capture a little bit of what I was doing. As you can see, I've changed his body, where before it was sort of turned this way, facing that way, but his head is turned that way. I decided to just keep it sort of straight way over here and stuff like that. So yeah, this is going to be a classic Frankie, God, I'm almost forget the name, mashup video. Man, I haven't done these in a while. So it's a mashup video in which, as I'm talking right now, a little bit of me just talking and just, letting you guys know that I'm a human being who's doing this. I'm not an AI, hand done, hand drawn. And then I'm gonna start illustrating, and then I'm gonna convert over to hyperlapse, which is show the fast, speedy stuff, which you guys all enjoy. And yeah, I think I'm gonna just keep this black and white, and then we'll take it from there. All right. So thank you again for coming by the channel. Thank you for commenting, and also for sharing as well. I've had a few people, they've been sharing it a lot and stuff like that, and I really appreciate that. This is how, when people think about the fandom, it's like we need the fandom so much. And one of the things I learned so much from the past campaign with Kaijus and Cowboys is that the fandom, there's such a symbiotic relationship between the creators and the fandom, and how we have to try and maintain that relationship to survive. I know for myself, it won't bode well for me if people don't buy the stuff that I do or buy artwork from me, because then I don't have a livelihood, and then vice versa. They won't be able to get material, content that they enjoy. And I want people to be able to get something and enjoy it. And so genuinely too, it's not the fact that if you like my personality or whatever like that, which I hope you do, but just the fact that you are into what I'm doing in the sense of the artwork, that makes me much more happy, because then I'm fulfilling what my whole journey has been, from the point when I decided to go to art school to now, to my career in art, and right to this point where I'm dragging your ear. So with that said, let's get going. I'm gonna get going, a little bit of drawing in here, and then we're at the 9.5 minute mark, I think. So I'll do a little bit, maybe go to 12, and then we'll switch over to hyperlapse. All right. Oh, this guy, KAIJU issue 5. Ooh, let's see. All right, I'm gonna break out a Micron one, and as usual, I usually always start with the eyes, the portals of the soul. This is a very fascinating character. I remember when I first drew this character, I was not a huge fan of this character. This was almost like me having one of my little, like, oh, I'm just gonna draw something. And I know it's not nice to say, but you know, it happens. But with that said, by me having that feeling toward it in the style, it sort of, you know, flipped the switch, you know, and people liked it. And so now it's like I've suddenly, you know, become very fascinated with this character, and I actually want to explore possibly some stories. I made, what my thought is, and you guys can comment, is that I'm thinking that, I don't know if you guys remember a Japanese comic called Gon, spelled G-O-N, almost like Primal 2 that's going on right now, the show Primal, HBO Max. Just the idea of maybe I'll just do these scenarios where it's not words, but really just me just drawing the action and stuff like that. And then maybe I'll maybe submit some few of them to the It Came Out on a Wednesday, and then see how that goes. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments whether or not that sounds like a pretty cool idea. Again, it's like you know, I got a lot of different things on my plate, but it's these rare moments when I'm able to just kind of you know, if I'm in between something, when I'm just waiting, say like right now, I'm waiting for Matthew to get, you know, read over my notes and then kind of give the word about the thumbnails. And if I have to make any edits and stuff, then, you know, I got a little free time, so I can, you know, work on some things, you know, which is always good. Such a weird design. I'm gonna have to do. This is one of those rare characters as well. Excuse me. Where I did not do a character drawing. You know, like a character sheet for him. It was just one of those things that I really wasn't invested in this character. I just was like, boom, I'm just gonna just draw something and leave it at that, you know. But now it's like I feel like I need to start, you know, thinking about character sheet and what kind of creatures, like, you know. And I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do like these weird let me see if I can tap that, what I was feeling the first time when I did this, where it was kind of like these weird amalgamations of legacy kind of character, because that was my thought. I was sort of doing a parody on Godzilla, and then I just thought of the most obnoxious thing I can think of. Like, he has this long tail, long tongue that comes out, but I'm learning that the tongue actually can feed. And I'm thinking that it may be able to, I think I drew some images where it may be able to excrete something or fire a beam out of it, something. Just, you know, again, these are things I have to kind of work out, but I feel like there's something more, or maybe like it feeds through it. That's what I'm thinking, that it sort of wraps around, and that's how it really feeds, because the tongue takes up technically his whole, like the whole throat, like it's literally like his whole throat comes out. I feel like I probably got a lot of that thought from watching the show The Strand. I don't know if you guys remember the show The Strand. Oh, that was amazing. I had the books too, and it was really good. All right, so you know, going with a little bit of the old Micron here. I know that KAIJU issue 5 is a very humanoid built to him, more so than Godzilla in a sense. Godzilla has a humanoid form, but thicker hips and stuff, where his is much more, it's almost like a fin. I think I was thinking probably a Fin Foom too. When I was like drawing, I was like, oh my god, made me think of Fin Foom. I almost came close to maybe throwing shorts on him too at the point. I was like, no, Frank, don't do it. That's just way too obvious. And he has like all these different horns on him too. Ugh. Which are fun to draw. Let's see where we're at. All right. Oh, we're at 14. Oh, I went past it. All right. Looks like it's going to be 15 minutes. So anyway, guys, I'm going to switch on over to Hyperlapse. I want to thank you again for coming to the channel and just, you know, hey, just hang with me as I'm going through the art flow. So let's do this. All right.